Yeah, good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Anambra, our Thursday edition. Thursday is my day. Thursdays. Thank you. Welcome. My name is Sijama Uche. Time to bring you newspaper review. Do stand by now. Come again. Um, Joining me this morning to look at what the papers are saying, Mr. Augustine Onyemobi. Augustine Onyemobi is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Ijoma. Good morning, the Anambra.
Okay. And then Chief Mrs. Chinwe Aniemena. She's also a public affairs analyst. Welcome, madam.
We say good morning. Today will be a nice day.
Amen. Thank you for coming this morning. Okay, let's begin from the beginning as usual. That's from our website. Anambra government calls for applications for appointments into state secondary schools. Soludo reassures in the Anambra of effective security network. And then, cardiology facility built by Sir Emeka Okwesa Foundation unveiled at Orifite, Epusigo Council. Yeah, finally from here, INEC office gutted by fire in Kaduna State. Is it Kaduna or Zamfara? Okay. Yes, very recently we saw the call from the state governor on application for teaching in Anambra State. That's teaching appointment in Anambra State. Of course, I was even thinking it's for secondary and primary, but for emphasis here is for secondary schools. And Austin, I'm coming to you. How do you see that? Because I know that so many schools have been clamoring for lack of teachers, and for a very long time, teachers have not been recruited in schools. And then the old ones sometimes, they even refuse to go. So,
Well, I'm aware that the last administration had recruitment, but it depends on the view and the vision that Mr. Governor came to Anambra with, because for a livable and prosperous homeland, things has to be properly done. Maybe the one that was done then, because I know there was a recruitment for the secondary school. That one came first. Then after, primary school also was done. So, but there are a lot of complaints then, as we know, some bureaucratic bottleneck within the ranks, and like in my own community, Nog, for that of primary school and secondary school, so a lot of people who were PTA teachers who were left behind, and there was a recruitment. So I think that this government have looked into some of this complaint and possibly cancel what was done, and they want to do this thing properly. So it is something we need to applaud. It is something that a listening government should do. It is something that we have to thank our governor, because our school system requires a lot. Like there was one I saw, people with education background who studied the education course and who were basically teachers will have more better advantage. So I think it's good. Let our people go back to teaching. Let those who study to be teachers and apply. This is your time to apply. Thank you, Mr. Governor, for doing that.
okay, thank you very much. Recently in Anambra State, and not just Anambra State, the whole of the southeast, as this region became very hot, okay? And a whole lot of measures are being put in place to make sure that we live here safely and then sleep with our two eyes closed. Mrs. Anemene Soludo has reassured in the Anambra of effective security network.
Yeah, I like what you asked, but I want to just add something on the previous, please. On education. You know, education is very vital in the society. It cannot be overstatement when I say it's the core need for every state to make sure that their people are properly educated. Like my colleague have just mentioned, sometimes one of the problems we have is we go and employ people who did not read education. Basically, if you are an educationist and you read education, that's what we call lesson plan. You know how to induct your lesson and bring up the morale of the children to be able to understand, possibly like schooling. Because when you use a wrong method to teach because of your inexperience, it goes a long way to discourage a lot of intellect children to read. So I'm so happy, and I trust our governor. He's one of the best educationists, at least from the results he made. So I'm thanking him so much that the constitution of the panel will be more of educationists so that they will be able to do proper interview and select people who have serious passion for teaching. You know, as our faces are different, we have different X factors in life so that they will make sure they select those who read education, not only reading education, who has the passion to teach. I'm so grateful. Thanks to our honorable governor. He's doing well.
Okay, thank you. Now back to the question I asked you about security.
Okay. Well, security in Anambra, I'm so happy. I trust Soludo. By the special grace of God, whatever goes up must come down. Let's believe God that with time, very soon, the way he promised it is the way it's going to work. Security will be restored. You know, anything, new thing you start to install used to have some instability. So, but by the help of the people in charge of security, they will rectify it soonest. I've seen some of the groups he has even employed in Anambra. They will surely do great. There must be a change. I'm too sure of that.
Okay. Whenever election is nearing, a lot of INEC offices will start, being raised by fire, and some of us are asking, why is it so? This recent one, very soon now, it will be, okay. So how do you feel about it?
Sad. I'm very sad. The electoral reforms is ongoing. So we are hopeful that it won't continue ad infinitum, because you see, the disruptive change that Mr. Governor of Anambra State has come with will also affect the entire nation. So INEC office gutted fire in Kaduna is not something that we should, it's part of insecurity. It is actually part of insecurity. So it goes a long way to say that the entire nation is boiling, that we are not secured. INEC office is not secured. Local government headquarters of some states are not secured. You and I, we are not secured. So the issue of security must be.
Even the army barracks
are not secured. So I, for instance, in our state, I like the approach that our governor is taking to actually need these things in their board. Like yesterday, there was a meeting of the community leaders, the traditional rulers, the PGs, the youth leaders and women leaders. These are the people. So I'm also lending voice to what Madam have said. Our people should be encouraged to actually come out to fight this. All of us need to be involved in these things so that we provide needed security informations and all that, so that our place will be safe. We need to get back our homeland.
All right. I think the move is already on.
Yes.
Based on the quality of interaction that was experienced yesterday at the stakeholders meeting, and those of them that were involved. It's a very good one coming up, and very soon we're going to, sing very good songs in the States concerning security. Okay, let's move to the papers now and see what the papers are saying. The first paper this morning is the Nation newspaper. And then on the front page of the Nation newspaper, you have this banner headline, Tinubu, many presidential aspirants good for democracy. Tinubu is saying that many presidential aspirants is good for democracy. With a rider here, Oshomole, Fayemi, Akpabio join race. Jigawa governor picks nomination form. PDP okays exclusion of 2 contenders. Okay, let's look at the next paper, which is the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Leaders 124 aspirants. Multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency. Let's look at the riders too. Southwest APC leaders, Ohaneze meetings with aspirants to canvass consensus. Pro-zoning protesters storm PDP APC secretariat, warn against crisis. Fayemi Oshomole Akpabio declare, Ekiti governor hasn't governed state well. This one is coming from PDP and is flexing muscles for presidency. Okay, on the front page of Punch newspaper again, we'll have this picture showing a very long banner. 2023, power must shift to south. Power must shift to the south. APC, please note our concerns. 2023, power must shift to the south. APC, please note our concerns. Yeah, we heard about this protest that went on yesterday, and almost all over the places asking for Southern presidency, which of course some of them were saying that if you have to give it to the north again, that will amount to tenure elongation. Okay, let's look at this stories before we move to other papers. There are so many. Tinubu is saying that many presidential aspirants is good for democracy, especially perhaps when he is sure or when he has put everything in place to make sure that he gets APC tickets. Let me come to you, Mrs. Aneminem.
It's good. There will be multiple aspirants, really. But I will advise Nigeria to form a team and tell themselves the truth. We all know our capabilities. When you are very sure you can rule Nigeria as a president, because it's not a small seat to occupy, some people have to give up, without struggling to go and earn something you cannot perform very well. If I may suggest, I would prefer them to shift this power at least to the south for once. At least if you look at Nigeria, a lot of things are going bad. Let us try the other way. Let this power come down to south so that we will test. After all, Nigeria belongs to all of us. We have to have the interest of people at heart and not just personal needs. By being a president, you might not have all the quality it takes to rule the entire Nigeria. So, if I may suggest, we need multiple aspirants, really, but please, Nigeria, let us try the south for once and see whether there will be a lot of betterment.
Is it the south now or the southeast? Because I know when you say south, there is southwest, south, and then southeast. And
that's how Jonathan came. Yeah, southeast, I believe, is much needed. Let us try.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, from the Punch newspaper, multiple candidates threaten Southern presidency, leaders 124 aspirants. Yes, but by the beginning of this the whole exercise, I was asking if all the people, all the big shots that we have in the Southeast come out to contest against themselves, how are we going to get a consensus candidate? Are some of them not being used to scuttle the whole idea of producing Igbo presidents of Igbo extraction?
The first scuttling of these chances start from the political parties. It starts from Nigeria themselves. We have this thing that is enshrined in our constitution. What is that? This principle of power sharing. So it shows that every of our action or whatever that Nigeria does as a country must take cognizance of the fact that we are multi-ethnic nation. So we should be wary of sectionalism, we should be wary of ethnicism, we should be wary of all this dichotomy of where you come from and where. The Southeast basically, practically has been out of the equation, out of the power sharing. So if 24 aspirants is coming from Southeast and the Nigeria have done the right thing by PDP, APC, zoning this particular seat to Southeast, it would be very good that the Southeast should present their best 11. The Southeast should present all that they have so that Nigerians will dip hand and do what? Pick the best. It is Nigerians that will vote. In a sane climate, in a place where things are done well, there is no need for Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, contesting this election when we clamor for this power shifting. From north, it should go to the south. And when we come to the south, we should talk about the geopolitical zone in the south that has not tested this power. And that particular geopolitical zone is the Southeast. So we should talk more of why are these people contesting? Why do they come out? Do they, in fact, you go to the north, some people from north is also contesting, and their person is now is still on the seat.
But it's democracy.
It is democracy.
The beauty of democracy, and
that's
where lobbying and strategizing comes in to make sure that you get what you want. And a lot of compromise.
Democracy will not pull
a lot of compromise. If I withdraw for you, what do I get if you eventually get into the power? So that's okay. Somebody has joined us. Let's see who he is. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay, but we must move on to be able to get some of the papers we have here. Daily Trust is our next paper this morning. On top of the name, okay, below the name templates of the Daily Sun, we'll have a Daily Trust place. We'll have a Fayemi, Badaru, Oshomole, Babio declared to succeed Buhari. All of them should start coming out from wherever they are. Everybody wants to rule Nigeria, except Ijoma. Okay, and then the banner headlines there said, good arrest to Buhari, how to defeat terrorists. And let's look at the riders here. It says, violence casting shadow of death over many Nigerians. UNOK's fresh $351 million humanitarian aid for Nigeria. And then the final rider there says, we are glad the world has not forgotten us. That one is coming from Buhari to the UN scribe. And then down here we have 9 killed, many missing as ISWAP attacks Chibok. Let's look at another paper before we take off. The next paper is the National Star. On the banner headline there says, protesters picket APC PDP secretaries over zoning. Protesters picket APC PDP secretaries over zoning. Other stories from that paper says, Governor, don't betray Abia North over zoning, Oga tells PDP leaders. And then this other one said, visit theaters of Fulani terrorist criminalities in South, in Middle Belt. Akintoye tells UN Secretary General. I was actually going to say that. Ogun Governor's aide pleads guilty to U.S. fraud. A whole lot of stories coming here, but the last one we're going to take here says, reps reconvene, pass anti-terrorist bill for orders. Reps reconvene, pass anti-terrorism bill, and then 4 orders. IPOB denies killing military couple, identifies alleged killer. And then, what else do we have here? Pastor gets life imprisonment for defiling friend's twin daughters. I don't know where we're going to hide our daughters for what is going on now, the kind of things that men are doing, even pastors. Okay. The first paper, the first one we took here, Daily Trust says, Guterres to Buhari, how to defeat terrorists. That's coming from the UN Secretary. I'm coming to you now. Do you think this palace visit is enough for the UN Secretary to know exactly what's going on in Nigeria? Before you go on, please. Yeah, hello?
Do you think
Hello, could you please turn down the volume on your TV set? Turn down the volume on your TV set so you can hear me. Good morning. Turn down the volume on your TV set. You know, there's no way you can contribute. There's no way you can contribute with this kind of noise. Before you call me, make sure you use the mute button in your remote control and put off the volume on your TV set. Or you step away from the position of your TV set and make a call, please. Okay? So that we'll be able to talk with you. Guterres to Buhari. Yes, we were talking. I asked you a question. Do you think this palace visit that the UN Secretary did in Abuja is enough for him to know, to feel the pulse of Nigeria and what is happening here, security-wise?
Well, the visit is official for me. For UN Secretary General to come, there are much information they are coming with. They must have gotten a lot of intels which necessitated this visit. So this visit is not, for me, a fact-finding mission, because that won't be enough. It as in practically we can say just the palace visit won't be enough if he's on a fact-finding mission. But I know that UN has a lot of arrangement for how they can measure up where the problem is, what is happening, and they have areas and channels to get their information about the situation on the ground. Because the visit will present an official info that the country is this and that, which not all of them might be truly. At least when you are in Abuja, you may not know what is happening in Nog. When you are in Oka, you may not know what is happening at Ubene. So these are and somebody who come to understand what is happening in Anambra State will not just end at Oka and they went to make a conclusion. So that is it.
Okay, that is it. As we move on.
I strongly believe there's a lot of studies that might have gone on and some information that prompted them to come. If they can give us their device, you know, on...
Excuse me. Yeah, hello? Somebody has joined us. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Hello?
Good morning, sir. I can hear you. What's your name?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Welcome. What's your name and your location?
My name is Amechi. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, Amechi from Lagos. Make a contribution now. Hello, Amechi. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, make a contribution. We are waiting.
The majority of yes, I can hear you. Yes, I'm speaking. I think the majority of aspirants are coming from southeast. Too much.
What did you say? The number of candidates that are coming from the southeast.
I suggest that we the Easterners, I think we Easterners should gather together at least one particular person under one political party. So we support him. Instead of different people come to clear for the president, clear one, who are we going to follow? Who are we going to support?
Okay. Okay. Thank you. You are calling for a consensus candidate from the southeast. Thank you very much. I'm Echi that called from Lagos. Yeah, you were saying something, madam.
I was speaking on the coming of the UN Secretary on tourism and security. I say, you know, they are from developed country. I strongly believe that they came to bring a new device, because I believe a lot of security leaders have tried and we are not making much impact on the instability of security. So that's why I believe they imported foreigners who have governed for so long to give us a unique idea on how to solve this problem.
Thank you very much. Daily Sun is an expert this morning. Beside the name template of Daily Sun, I have the story. 2023, MASOB demands Igbo presidency and Kanu's release. With a rider there, OYC warns against endorsement of aspirants outside region. 2023, MASOB demands Igbo presidency and Kanu's release. Okay, let's move on to other stories. The banner headline there said, presidential primaries, pressure mounts on INEC to extend deadline. Pressure mounts on INEC to extend deadline, maybe to be able to get more candidates that will pay their millions or whatever. Otherwise, this is what we have been preparing for.
We are very
4
sure.
years.
That's correct. We don't need more.
Okay. And then UN mobilizing $321 million to support Nigeria's terrorism fight, says Guterres. Okay, and 2023, APGA screens 130 assembly aspirants, reaches 14. NCC issues final letters of license award to 5G spectrum. The issue of 5G is up again. After 71 days at home, university students protest, barricade major roads in Benin. And what else do we have here? Okay, let's look at the call from MASOB for Igbo presidency, and then the call from Uwazurike for Bello to become the president of Nigeria. Some other people outside will be asking, what is it that the Igbos want in particular? Why are some demanding for Igbo presidents and some are supporting others? I know some of there's accusation that some of the Southeast governors are supporting Wike from the South. Now some of our men are supporting people from the North to become the president. So where are we going with this? A divided house.
It's exactly what you said the other time. A lot of aspirants that are coming in are not coming for good. They just come to destabilize the good mission of some good aspirants, just to divide the votes. Because when they are multiple, they will dampen the number of voters the good person will get.
Okay. You wanted to say something?
Yeah.
But
We have a problem, and we need to actually deal with it. We need unity. We need oneness. We need that more of our love. But I'm still of the opinion that, like you said, this is the beauty of democracy. So it is not that beautiful. It is not that good. It is not encouraging. It should be better placed that the Southeast are contesting this among themselves. But where other people are coming out to contest, that means we cannot be one South. The people we have gathered, Afenifere, Ohaneze, those of the South people, we've gathered and we are saying we are one, we are brothers. Let us pursue this together. Now, for a Nigerian Southwesterner to actually come for this contest to contest the presidency is being practically inconsiderate, I must say, because Obasanjo was there for 8 years, and Osibanjo is now there as vice president for another 8 years, and you are coming. Now, Buhari is finishing, and somebody from North is trying to also contest. So let us say that we are one. And you see what these people want. They say, act decisively.
Okay.
Act decisively before war breaks Nigeria. So we should be wary of this thing. We should just know that this is our country. We have no other. And for us to hold this country and make it good, we need to try others. We need to try these people from the southeast.
Okay.
We need to try them to share us, drive the ship of this particular nation, and let us see what will happen in the next 4 years. We have best hand. We have people who have the capacity that can handle this nation.
You guys need to go back home and then put your acts together and present a common front. I think that's number one of what you need to do to be able to get what you want. Let's move on, please, because of want of time.
I like to be rotated from party to party.
Okay.
If we can form about 4 strong parties in Nigeria, everybody must queue in either of the 4.
Okay.
So they will be rotating either from party to party. Okay? So, and another thing is, if before anybody comes for an aspirant, they're supposed to be over-screened. Their constitution needs some amendments.
Okay. Constitutional amendments. Okay, this day newspaper with over 30 billion naira. I wanted to say dollars because it does appear we call our money in dollars. Now, over $30 billion from the sale of forms. APC gets firepower for 2023 election, with over 30 billion naira from sale of forms. APC gets firepower for 2023 election. I think we have said that here, that perhaps they want the extension of time for them to get more people that will buy forms and make more money. Tribune is our next paper, Nigerian Tribune, 2023. APC extends sale of forms. PDP postpones local government congresses. Wow. Okay. And then there is a story I saw in Tribune that I want us to look at here. Special report, how 22 states in Nigeria face risk of malnutrition and food insecurity in 2022. That story is on top of the main template of the Nigerian Tribune, how 22 states in Nigeria face risk of malnutrition for food insecurity in 2023. Let's shift away from politics for now and look at what is happening to us as a people. How are we going to tackle this food insecurity? Why is it does appear that there is insecurity in every aspect of our lives?
There will be because of inflation. So a lot of people imagine where the rich are managing. What will happen to the low income people? There is a lot of food insecurity. Sometimes you want to eat a better balanced diet food, you end up, you have to live according to the amount of money you have.
So what do we do? What we do
is
mantra
just,
of the last administration
coming back to
was
that.
Uber zone. People should start putting up something.
It's normal enough.
At least to make.
Definitely.
To make
very
up for
vital
whatever.
to make up. At least the vegetables you will not buy. Be able to buy all the ones that is not in the house or in the garden. But that notwithstanding, we still to address the economy of the whole nation. That's why we have to strive to get a competent president who will change Nigeria. Before we have a lot of stability.
Okay. So what do we do?
But now there's a lot of instability. All this is affecting, reducing our money to nothing.
It's a horrible thing. What do you suggest to do, Mr. Austin, to ensure that we have food security while we face other insecurity?
Yeah, for us to have food security, like in Anambra State, we are opening up our games because, like you said, the immediate past regime talk about Uba Zona, and we are doing it. So we need to, all of us need to fall back to
and even farming. Raising poultry too.
We need to fall back to farming. We need to actually at least cultivate what we can eat, because the cost of living is becoming increasingly high every day. So we need to actually have this to do, and it also have to do with leadership.
Okay.
Leadership is in this nation has a problem. They should help us. They shouldn't look at it that because if all of us die, they won't see whom to lead. They won't see whom to rule.
Okay, let's move on. We have a message coming from streaming. So Shedrack Machi is watching from Tripoli, and he sent in a message saying, if the power will not be given or shift to the southeast in 2023, please let the Igbo people go on their own separate way as a nation called Biafra. He said he's watching from Tripoli. Shedrack Machi, thank you very much for your submission and for joining us. Okay, back to business. Ubazono, a whole lot of things. Okay, let's look at the headlines of other papers and then see if we can get anything. Basically, they're all saying the same thing. Okay, we have seen this day, we have seen Tribune. Let's see leadership. Protesters invade APC, PDP secretariats, wants party tickets zoned to South. Yeah, we have seen that story too. We have seen that story. Let's look at the Daily Independent. UN scribe advises federal government on how to eliminate terrorism. Let's look at the writers there. Visit theaters of criminality in the South. Akintoye tells Guterres, asks UN to act decisively before war breaks out in Nigeria. I think you said something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's anybody that wants to help us now, the person should just come.
Come up.
Because what we are facing now...
We're trying to be in a chaos society.
One of the decisive decisions is to take this presidency to the southeast.
Give it a trial for once. Once again.
The decisive step.
Who is going to take it? They say that you grab power is not taking.
The National Working Committee of APC, the National Working Committee of PDP, these are the two party that we are looking at that
and that
possibly must produce the Nigerian president in 2023.
Are there any evidence that power has been given to somebody in the past, maybe to the west or to the south and to the north?
Yes, let me come there.
Okay.
By 1999, when we returned to this democracy, the current, we had Olufalaye, who contested against Obasanjo. So there's no strong political presidential aspirant or candidate produced from other geopolitical zone apart from the southwest. What was the reason? The protest and the activities of Nadeko and all that from 1993 after the annulment of June 12th election of
power was given to the west.
It was given to them.
To compensate them.
Yes.
So what happened in Jonathan's case?
No, in Jonathan's case,
it was
the power...
Before you continue, let's take this call. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Okay. Go ahead, please. We are running short of time. So
yeah, let President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua contested against Buhari. So it was all northern affair.
It was the death of Yar'Adua that gave birth to Jonathan.
Jonathan completed their tenure because it was a joint ticket. So after which the clamor, it was this clamor that produces even Boko Haram and all that. It was this clamor that made us to take the power from Jonathan, even as he contested as a sitting president to the north. So we need to do this. And
they need to do the needful. So since it's been done before, It should be done again. Let them do it again.
Sure.
Okay? Give power
Very
to the least. That's
vital.
what we are saying. Okay, the last papers we'll have here before we go. The New Telegraph 2023, only courts can determine fate of ministers who refuse to resign. There's been these stories that a lot of them are coming out to contest for election without resigning. Vanguard is our last paper this morning. APC Hawks pressure INEC to shift deadline for primaries. It's so funny. Okay, I had wanted us to look at this story, but we don't have much time again. The Guardian newspaper, suspense as APC orders aspirants to sign withdrawal letter. A whole lot of stories. But if you want to get details of this, you can still go out and pick your papers or call your vendor and then get details of all the stories and many more. Okay? Thank you very much. That's how far we can go this morning. And I thank you very much for joining me to do justice to these papers this morning. Mr. Austin Onyemobi, Public Affairs Analyst. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Idoma.
Okay. And Chief Mrs. Chimwe Anyemena.
I wish Anambra State and entire Nigeria better tomorrow.
Remind me that your name.
Adani Amobia.
Thank you very much for coming. Okay, my name is Sijama Uche. In a very short while, we'll welcome you to our discussion segment. Do stand by, please.